All right, joining me now is an MMA featherweight fighter up here in Canada. He takes on Gurjeet Bhikkhu at Unified MMA 29 in Edmonton on December 16th. Please welcome Cory Chambers back to the program. Cory, how's it going?
Hey, thanks again for having me, Nick. It's going good.
Of course, really appreciate you taking time. So, first things first, let's get into this matchup. This fight was actually supposed to go down Unified MMA 28, I believe, this in September. So later this month, that fight was canceled because your opponent got injured. And that fight was, of course, postponed till December. Just talk about that fight being canceled and just how disappointing that was.
Yeah, it was totally a bummer. I mean, I just lost my fight with Prestige, and then I got a fight offer right away from Sonny from Unified, and it was Gurjeet. And they sent me some footage of him, and it was a really appealing fight to me. He's got a strong following down there, and his fighting style is really Muay Thai based, which I like to fight. So I think we'd have a really good fight. So I was really excited about that matchup. So I ended up signing with them and taking it. And then, seriously, maybe a week after I signed it, he hurt his knee. So
that's definitely disappointing. But hopefully he doesn't get injured again, or even worse, you don't get injured again. So this fight does go down in December.
Yeah, I know. I think we got more than ample time to get ready for it. And he said he'd be more ready for December. So knees are tricky, so you never know, right? But either way, I'd like to fight for Unified, so it'll be good.
And it must be pretty nice to have this extended camp, so to speak, because I know as a local Canadian fighters, lots of fighters up here in Canada, they don't get these camps and don't get these fights so far out. You have at least a few months to train and prepare. Unlike sometimes guys will step up on 2 weeks notice or whatever. So you get a lot of time to prepare. How do you think that'll affect this fight and your performance at the end of the day?
Yeah, that actually was totally the idea why I waited till the December, September was I felt like fighting in the summer, I had some stuff going on and just really felt like getting back in there after my last performance too. So then, once Gurjeet got hurt, I actually had another fight offer right away and a couple other fight offers right after that too. But I talked with my coach and I think I'm going to wait to December and wait for Gurjeet. I think it's he's got a good name down there in Edmonton, and I'm planning on stealing it and making my name in Edmonton and branching out a little bit out of Saskatchewan to help get my name out of there too.
Someone could argue that it maybe wasn't the best move to wait till your opponent in December, because as a guy coming up on the Canadian circuit and whatnot, you want to get as many fights as you can. It's kind of tough to get fights up here in Canada as well. Just talk about how would you respond to someone that says, Cory, you probably made a big mistake there for not taking these fight offers and waiting till December. How would you respond to someone saying that?
Man, I don't really care what other people say about stuff like that. Straight up, I got my team back here in Saskatoon at Shears Martial Arts, and me and my coach are really tight, and we talk about stuff. He says the way it is, and I agree with 90% of the stuff he usually tells me. So, sitting out on fights is maybe you could have some regrets and missed out on some opportunities, but the same token, you got to do what's right for you. And so I'm not just waiting one for specific guy. I just think December is going to be good. And, if that falls through, maybe I'll fight in the November Saturday Night Fights card, but I don't know. As long as Gurjeet's healthy, that's what I got on my slate.
Now, you were supposed to fight Ryan Wesaquate.
Yeah.
It was the rematch. We talked about that on the last podcast when I had you on a couple months back or whatever it was. We talked about that matchup. It was just announced. Prestige FC 3 coming up next month, October 7th in Regina. Talk about how when you were told, who told you about Wesaquate pulling up first off. Now, I know we have some other things to talk about when it comes to Wesaquate, but just talk about initially when you were told that this fight was canceled.
Yeah, initially Cord messaged me and just told me, hey, Ryan's arm hurt and he won't be cleared for the fight, and it's off. So, and then I went to the camp and Troy didn't even know. I told Troy, and then Troy, my coach Troy Shear does usually all the talking with the promoters, right? So they started communicating from there. So that's all I really knew, right? I just knew he wasn't cleared and his arm wasn't hurt. And then I didn't even know he was fighting until he messaged me this weekend telling me that Wesaquate was back on the card fighting. So, I don't know how he got cleared now, but that's kind of weird.
Yes, I do definitely want to ask you about that in a few seconds. But how disappointing was it to be off of that Prestige FC 3 card? First off, because I mean you live in Saskatchewan, that card was in Regina. It seemed to line up pretty nicely, and now Edmonton isn't too far away, but it is a bit farther.
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely is frustrating when losing a fight sucks in general, let alone when it's one really close to where you live. And I kind of just wanted to end that chapter with Ryan more than anything. That's what I more was disappointed about, right? Like, and then now I find out he's fighting, and I mean, I'm not mad at him because they gave me more than ample. Like, if they pulled out 2 weeks before a fight, like, they gave me more than ample time to even line up this other new fight and stuff. So I'm not like mad about that or anything, but I'm just kind of mad, like, what the hell? Now he's fighting, like, it makes no sense to me.
Yes,
and he's fighting Brad Katota. You weren't cleared to fight me, man. Brad Katota's a killer, man. He's gonna eat Ryan Wesaquate up within the first round.
You. What was I gonna ask? I was gonna ask. Oh yes. When Prestige FC, when Cord told you that the fight was off, Ryan Wesaquate hurt his arm out of the fight. Were you a bit confused that they couldn't find you an opponent, considering this was a month or two ago? Maybe.
No, honestly, Prestige is really cool. They found me a couple guys right off but I'd already, literally after the day that I lost my fight with Prestige, honestly, within about half an hour, Unified had contacted me and it gave me a different fight offer. So then it was kind of weighing some options, and then I ended up taking the fight with Unified, and then it fell through, right? And then I haven't really contacted Prestige about trying to get back on the card. I got 2 teammates fighting on there, like Tyler Warren making his professional debut, and he's my best friend, actually. We started training back home together, and he's making his professional debut. He's undefeated as an amateur, so I'm really focused on getting him ready. And then Blair Turnquist from my camp's also fighting on that on that card, and he's just coming back from Rufus Sports, and he's looking like a killer. So I'm still going to be at the whole event and everything. I'm still supporting Prestige, and it's not like they were bad to me, and they did give me other fight offers, but this whole Wesaquate thing is just bizarre to me.
In hindsight, do you take in the Unified MMA 28 fight so soon after the Prestige fight being scrapped? In hindsight, are you a little mad at yourself whatsoever just because perhaps you could have fought for Prestige sooner, or you, as you said, they offered you a new opponent and whatnot? Or is it, at the end of the day, is it just not that big enough of a deal to really care?
No, I care about man, fighting's my life, fighting's my passion. It's a big part of my life. So I'm sure when I'm at Prestige, I'll be sitting there and watching Ryan fight. I'm going to be pissed off that it's not me fighting him, That'll be for sure. And definitely, I didn't feel like I slapped Prestige in the face, but I also went with another promotion. I'm not going to come with my tail tucked between my leg and saying, please offer me something, I'm just going to do it. I just focus on my teammates, really.
Now, Prestige FC 4 is a little ways away. I know they're probably going to be doing their 4th event. I would imagine February or March or right around there. It seems like it would probably line up pretty nicely coming off the fight at Unified MMA 29 in December. Do you think that would be a viable option to fight at Prestige FC 4 next year? Yeah,
that or Saturday Night Fights is really cool to me. I have a good relationship with Ed Cap from there, and I also really get along good with AJ Scales, and they put a lot into me on that last event, and I really shit the bed, so I'd like to get some redemption with them. I mean, they got an event coming up here November 12th in Regina. That's going to be really good, but I'm probably going to wait until the December card for Gurjeet. I haven't signed any contracts or anything like that, but I told Sonny and I told Gurjeet that's what I want to do, so I'm a man of my word, so I'm going to do that.
Okay. Do you have a preference between, say, Prestige, another Unified card next year, Saturday Night Fights? Is there any sort of preference there, or is it whoever contacts you first, whoever gives you the best offer, that's who you're going to go with? Is there any preference, or just does it come down to the offer?
No, I gave my word to Unified that I'm fighting Gurjeet December 16th, so we're negotiating contracts and stuff like that.
Afterwards, though, like, say, early next year?
Oh, yeah, then it's all about matchups right now too, right? Like, so I'm not signing any long-term deals with nothing. I'm just kind of taking it one fight at a time. So whoever gives me the best fight and the best thing, that's for sure where I'm going, right?
Some guys up here in Canada, because I mean it is fairly difficult to get fights, or it's getting a bit easier. But a couple of years ago, it was nearly impossible in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, etc. So some guys take fights back to back. They have 2 fights scheduled at the same time, a couple months apart. Has that ever crossed your mind to take one fight, say, later this month or in October, and then have your December fight? Has that ever crossed your mind, or do you just want to focus on?
Oh, definitely. The second I seen that Saturday Night Fights was having an event, I was like, I should get on that. But, you got to respect fighting, man. You never know who you're getting. No fight's an easy fight. So, I mean, I'm focusing on Gurjeet, man. I'm doing everything geared toward him right now. I mean, not just specifically as a martial artist, but I mean, that's who I'm gearing up to fight, right?
Right. So you just want to focus on one opponent at one time. Just to clarify though, you aren't exclusive to Unified for this one fight. So if you wanted to, you could get on this card, say Saturday Night Fights or Prestige. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Now let's get into this Ryan Wesaquate matchup. Or not matchup, but as far as the situation goes. So as we spoke about earlier, you were supposed to fight him at Prestige FC 3 in October 7th in Regina. That fight fell through because he got injured. He pulled out with a hurt arm. Recent news came out. Now, as at the time of we speak, it's not actually official, but it's safe to say that it's on its way to being official. Brad Katona needed an opponent, and Ryan Wesaquate has filled in. How bizarre really is this to see Wesaquate back on the card, because he pulled out of this same card because he was hurt and wouldn't have been able to be cleared, or so he thought, I guess. How bizarre is this?
Yeah, definitely weird, but I honestly don't know the detail. Like, I've never talked. Like, me and Ryan messaged after we first fought, and I said, hey, you okay, and give you a rematch. That was pretty much the end of our communication right at that point. So once the fight fell through, I never messaged him. He never messaged me. So I don't know any of those kind of details. I'm just kind of, my coach even is talking to the promoter. So I honestly don't know anything. Like, maybe he honestly just never went for a checkup and never got cleared, and now he's cleared down the road. Like, I honestly have no idea. That's honestly the only thing I can think of. I mean, but it's totally weird. Like, how could you not get cleared months ago and then now you're cleared? And I also think it was before they also were jumping around on which weight class they wanted him to fight at. So I think maybe he just wanted to go back down to 135, because he did move up to fight me the first time and was moving up again. So that's honestly maybe weighing into where he's going or what he's doing. I have no idea, though.
Are you angry at all about this whole situation? Just the fact that Wesaquate, the only reason you were off this Prestige card, was because Wesaquate pulled out. Now he's back on, you're not on the card, and I know you still have the fight and whatnot in December, but does this make you angry at all? Because he's off the card, he was off the card, now he's back on. It's a really odd situation, but it doesn't make you angry.
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, I wanted to just fight him, right? Like, I wanted to end that part, and it's someone I thought about fighting, and then now I'm just going to be sitting there watching him fight. So it'll really piss me off when I'm doing it. I mean, when I'm watching him, but it is what it is. I probably won't even watch his fight, actually, but...
Now, it seems like you're pretty confident in Brad Katona to get past Ryan Wesaquate.
Oh, man. I can remember Brad Katona at events years ago, and my coach, Troy, just said, hey, watch this young guy. He's a killer. And I watched him just crush these pads. We all were watching. Our whole team was watching him. I've watched how mentally tough he is. I've sat in the sauna while he's cutting weight, and then watched his fight. He looked flawless, man. The kid's a killer. I really believe him, and he's a super nice guy. I think all those WAMA guys are no joke, and Brad Katona's top of that list. So.
Would you still be willing to fight Wesaquate? Now, I know you've wanted the rematch, he wants the rematch, but him coming off a pair of losses, you possibly winning in December, would it still be something you want?
Oh, yeah, I would fight him, definitely, but I mean... I can't go any lower than 145. I'd have to cut off my leg or something. So, you know what I mean? I'm pushing it going down to that as it is. So I'm not going any lower than that.
Do you think he'd be willing to fight you again in featherweight?
Yeah, I don't think he likes me. So I mean, I think it's a genuine kind of beef, right? But I don't know what happened. I don't know the details. If they just he did get cleared and then I'd already left, and maybe that's kind of what happened with fight 2, though. You know what I mean? So I don't know that kind of stuff. So I'm down to still fight him. So I'm sure I'll see him at Prestige. It's not gonna have any Nick Diaz moments or anything, but we'll see each other. And
yes, it's not gonna be like what happened. What was it? World Series of Fighting, I believe, with the Diaz brothers, Jake Shields and Khabib. I think they got into some sort of brawl. It's not gonna be like
yeah,
that.
I just watched that the other day. That was pretty crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, it's nothing like that. But I mean, like, definitely would be down to fighting him. So we'll see what's up.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Cory, thank you very much for your time. Last question for you. The fight, Unified MMA 29, December 16th. You're fighting Gurjeet Baku. How do you think you defeat him?
I think we're going to steal the show, actually. Like, I like his style, and I think I'm going to knock him out.
Awesome. Cory, thank you very much again for taking the time. Before I let you go, just let my audience know where they can find you on social media, and if there's anyone you'd like to thank or give a shout out to, now's your time.
I just want to wish my teammates Tyler Warren and Blair Turnquist luck coming up here at Prestige FC. And then you can find me at Irish Virus on Instagram and Cory Chambers at Facebook. I one day will get a Twitter account, but I procrastinate so bad about doing it. And then other than that, that's my social media. Or Snapchat at Irish_virus.